Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome to DCTV, where I am your host, Drew Collins, bringing you all sports-related news in the greater Cincinnati area. If you're new around here, make sure to stick around by hitting that subscribe button, leaving a like, and commenting future video ideas down below. Now let's get into today's video. If you saw in today's title of the video, yes, I do believe John Ross will turn heads in the 2020 season. There's a lot of reasons, there's a lot of doubt, but let me explain to you why I believe that. Unfortunately, the former first-round pick, his career, well, if you're a Bengals fan or not, you probably know if his career were to end tomorrow, he'd be considered a bust. It's been filled with injury-riddled seasons and dropped passes. But he's shown some potential and some bright spots throughout the past 3 seasons, and I believe if he can stay healthy, this could be the season that changes his career. In the beginning of the last season, John Ross started the season hot. He looked like a former first-round pick and was turning a lot of heads last season. In the first 2 games of the season, he had 11 combined receptions for 270 yards with 3 touchdowns. He then played a mediocre week 3 and 4, and then once again, the injury bug basically ended his season. He came back, I believe, in week 14, where he would play the rest of the season, a few games, and didn't do much. But he finished the season with 506 yards, 28 receptions, and 3 touchdowns through 8 games. That obviously being his best season. And, 500 yards 3 years into his career, a first-round pick, that's not what you want to see, and he would be considered a bust. But because of injuries, and if you look at the team last year, we were the worst team in the league. So, what did he really miss out on? But in 2020, there was a lot of new weapons and a whole new look Bengals team with a whole new Bengals culture that I believe he can be a huge part of next season. Obviously, starting with the change at QB with Joe Burrow, I believe the Bengals are going to try to get the ball out of his hands really quick this season, as the offensive line is possibly still going to be a weak spot for the Bengals. So they're going to be looking for quick screens, quick slant routes. And who do you want to do that? A quick, fast receiver or running back. Obviously, I have Joe Mixon, and then this guy right here who's ran the fastest draft time of all time. So I believe hit him for little slants, maybe a quick deep ball if it's one-on-one coverage, the safety bites, little screen passes. I think he can get really involved, and it starts with the quarterback. Now, obviously, they drafted T. Higgins. A.J. Green's coming back from injury. The wide receiver group is really solid, so he's really going to have to fight for a spot to even play. I mean, I'm going to assume that he's going to get some playing time, but it's not guaranteed he's going to be a starter. T. Higgins could definitely start over him, and I would say some people would probably expect him to. So, when it comes to training and preseason, every snap's going to count for this receiver group because there is a lot of talent in this receiver group. So, they're going to be fighting for time, fighting for spots. Obviously, A.J. Green has it covered, but yeah, it's going to be really interesting to watch this group, fight out for minutes, honestly. If you know anything about his situation, this is the last year of his contract, his rookie contract, so he really has to prove himself to not even just the Bengals, but to other NFL teams to get another contract. If you look into it, the Bengals might not even bring him back, but if the Bengals don't, who will? Yes, he has the speed, but who's going to pay someone who can't play more than 8 games? I believe he's only paid he's played 24 games in his entire career. In 3 seasons, he's only played 24 games, had 49 receptions and 706 yards and 10 touchdowns. Some receivers get more than that in a year. So it's really interesting, and I really see him with all this pressure that's built up, relax, get healthy, and with all this talent around him, I believe it's going to only benefit him. So he's going to see more one-on-one coverages. You want John Ross to be one-on-one. You don't want him to, have a safety in the back. And I don't know, but I just have a feeling what I saw last year, those first 2 games, and the motivation he had. And yeah, the team was only 0-2. They weren't 1-14, 1-15 at the end of the season like nobody cared. So I don't know. I feel like Joe Burrow could hit him with the long ball or the short ball. Only time will tell, and we will see very soon this 2020 season. Last year, before he got hurt, I said he would be close to 1,000 yards receiving. And through 8 games, he had 500. I tweeted that before the beginning of the year, before he even started. So you do that times 2, he would have been close to it, obviously, if he stays healthy. So don't think this guy hasn't showed any flashes, because if you're a Bengals fan, you know he has. he has shown some brilliant plays, just burning guys, making beautiful catches. Just has to stay healthy and has to catch the ball. There's been some times where he's dropped some pretty easy balls, but the Bengals knew that when he was coming out of college, that it was for the speed, acceleration, and just the quickness. They knew he was going to have to work on his hands, but now I think the most important thing is just working on keeping him healthy. And unfortunately for John Ross, the Bengals have the coverage and leeway to not bring him back next season if he doesn't perform. The Bengals will feel like they haven't lost anything but a waste of a draft pick if he doesn't perform this year. They have an amazing receiver group, and they don't need John Ross. But I'm sure if he performs, some things could change. So unfortunately for John Ross, this is it for him. This season is it. And not even just in Cincinnati, in the NFL in general. I'm sure there's other teams that would like him for a returner or something like that, but who would throw an injury-prone guy back in the return game? I'm sure it's one of the reasons the Bengals haven't done that. But you know, Zach Taylor, who knows what he has up his sleeve in his second year this year, but this is it for John Ross, and I want to see him succeed. As I'm sure there's a bunch of Bengals fans who has been angry about his career so far, but the only thing we can do is support and hope that he keeps healthy, and he will be on that field in 2020. And that's absolutely 100% what I believe and hope that happens this season. So there's something I've been needing to talk to you guys about. Take a turn in the video. I have actually joined the Fantofannetwork. And will be the Bengals brand ambassador, and analysis works for them. I'll probably have my whole separate video on what that is in the future, but there will be a link below to the Twitch account that I need you guys to go follow. But there will be more information. I'll have the Instagram and the Twitch below. Go follow him on Instagram and follow him on Twitch. If you guys don't know what Fantofannetwork is, you guys will know very soon. But anyways, I hooked up with the Patriots guy at Fantofannetwork. He goes by Patriots Global. He also has a pretty big YouTube. Check him out below. Go subscribe, like, and watch his videos. But we did something where I asked what his favorite Bengals player was, and he asked for my favorite Patriots player. He said his favorite Bengals player was A.J. Green, longtime, all-time great. And to go find out what I said, who my favorite Patriot player is, go watch his most recent video and check his channel out. Much love to all the Fantofannetwork guys, and it's going to be good working with you guys very, very soon. Now, with all the pressure aside, with this new culture, new locker room that the Bengals have adapted to, man, you can only hope and believe that John Ross can amount to something in his, his possible last season with the Bengals, but we never know. We got a new quarterback, new offensive looks, new defensive looks. I mean, this is a new culture for the Bengals, and all these fans are super excited for this season. And I'm excited because I think John Ross can really amount to something. But you guys let me know in the comment section below what you think, that could happen. Leave a like, subscribe. We are on hashtag road to 1K. Make sure you subscribe. We are almost there. We have been growing like crazy. Thank you guys so much for all the support and love. That's about all I have today. Stay you, stay true.
Yeah, I think about you all day, and at night I watch the stars shoot. I know love is not a game, but I can't control what my heart. I fucked up so many times, I know you thinking